Hey everybody, I'm QB and welcome back to another video in my How to Draw Furry series. In this one I'm going to be showing you guys how to draw digigrade legs, and I'm also going to be explaining how to draw feet, paws, and paw pads for those of you who have characters that have them. So let's get into it. Well, first things first, we need to discuss the anatomy of the leg. The leg can be broken down into 5 simple parts: the thigh, the knee, the calf, the actual foot, and the toes. I've color coded the individual parts so it's a little easier to get a general idea of the shapes that you might want to consider when drawing these. As a rule of thumb, the thigh and the calf are usually around the same size and length, and they're generally connected via like a hinge system with the knee. So thinking of it that way might help you guys understand how the leg should be able to bend and move. As for the feet, if you're drawing your character in digigrade legs, they would tend to be walking on their toes. So with that, their heel of their feet would be much more raised and causing the leg to be a lot more bent at the knee than it would be if you were drawing just a regular person standing upright. As for the paws and the paw pads, generally I tend to either draw them with 4 toes or 3 toes. You could draw them with more or less. I don't know why you would do that, but you could. But I'm not here to judge. You do you. I'd say if you're going for a much more realistic style, then you might want to go for the 4-toe paw pad. And if you're looking for something a bit more toony, I would generally go with the 3-toed. So everything I've discussed so far in this exact sheet will be uploaded somewhere. I'll put a link in the description later on, so if you guys ever want to come back to cross-reference, so you don't have to come back and rewatch the video, I would appreciate it. But I understand some people don't have time for that. Okay, now from here I'm going to be showing you how you go from basic construction to full-on sketch. So I'll be talking over the recording as I do this because I recorded this earlier. From right here, I'm gonna use the method like I talked about before. Basically, you want to block out all your shapes. You're not doing anything fancy in this step. You got your thigh, and you want to connect your thigh and your calf, generally by like a ball shape, just to indicate where the knee is and the joint of what those two connect. You generally would do the same thing around the ankle too, to connect the foot to the calf. Again, not doing anything fancy, just basic shapes, showing where everything should be. And then just do the same thing for the other leg. Just like I said before, keep in mind that your thigh and your calf are generally around the same size. So if you're having problems with proportions, that's a good thing to keep in mind, so you make sure all your legs are around the same. And also, when you're drawing legs side by side, a good way to know that your character is balanced is to keep your knees on around the same height. Now, mind you, that may change based on what you're drawing, but if they're just in a standing position, their knees will be rather parallel to each other. I'm gonna do some photo editing magic here. Just this leg was a little wonky. Let me change that around. Alright, looks good. But yeah, this is just the first stage. You want to block out all your things, make sure everything's nice and proportionate, everything's around the same size. Like in this step, the main thing you want to do is make sure all your proportions are correct. Now I'm going to take this and just copy this over. I don't think I spaced these too well, so if things look a little close together, sorry about that. Alright, in this step, you pretty much just want to get rid of all your little guiders. Particularly those little balls in areas where you want to get rid of. You want to keep those, you don't want to keep those in your final. And then after that, you just want to add the outlines of the things that you want to draw. Like have some small character details, like, you know, the indication where the knee is more accentuated. Let's rough those out a little bit more, give those a little bit more definition. This is also the stage where you want to start showing where your ankle ends. It's generally shown by like a little notch on the side. It's a bit more pronounced in furry characters since their heel is so high up. Let's clean this up a little bit. Alright, and this is also the stage where you want to ask yourself, like, how many toes do you want to give your character? Like, I think for this one, I'm going to give him, I think 4 toes should be fine. Yeah. A general trick you can do to draw toes easily after getting that basic shape is to just draw 3 lines and then just form your toes around them. Like, comparatively, if you were doing Toonie, you would only need 2 lines. It would just be 1 big toe in the middle, which I find kind of cute, but not everybody thinks so. But yeah, at this stage, you're just wanting to get a basic shape of what you're wanting to do for your toes to make sure, again, everything's proportionate. Also, another thing, if you're drawing your toes, if you're drawing 4 toes, one of the 2 middle toes is going to be slightly taller than the other, and then the other two, and then the outer 2 toes, one will be bigger than the other as well. So it's kind of like a weird, like, how do you put it? Not a pyramid, like kind of like a slanted pyramid shape, if you understand my meaning. I'll probably put like a little side diagram or something of what I mean in post. And if you're drawing your feet paws from the side, you would only need 2 toes. Like, it wouldn't show the other 2. This same thing goes for if you were drawing 3 toes as well, since you wouldn't see the other toe from the side view of this. Just cleaning this up. Alright. Yeah. Judging from step 1 to step 2, you have the things a bit more roughed out, like roughed out and knowing exactly how you want things to be. We're just cleaning up things here and there. Alright, that's looking good. Now, you don't have to be like me and obsess over whether everything is accurate and perfect and correct. There you go. Once you get everything the way you like it, I think it's a good time to move on to step 3. Now, with a little bit more magic, I'm just going to duplicate this over so I can show you the next step. Yeah, yeah, these are too close. I'm gonna have to fix that later on. Like, after the tutorial, I'm gonna make a more clean version, writing out step by step, so you guys can look out for. I'll put that in the description as well, so you guys will be able to cross-reference that, so you don't have to keep going back and forth between two things. There we go. Alright. And pretty much during this step, all you really will be doing is adding the traits of whatever species you're drawing. Like if you were drawing a dragon, you would add like your tail, scale textures, whatever. For most characters, for most other personas, you would generally drawing like extra fur in bits and places, like around the hip area. You know, basically around the back of the calf, pretty much to show that they're not just skin. It's like a little bit of fur. And then you know the the safe for work version, having a little tuft of fur there. Yeah, at this point you're just kind of, this is the point where you add the details of your character, how much fluff they have where, and then you would add markings and so on and so forth. I'm also a big fan of giving all my characters claws, if depending on what their species is, and then just having that blend into their paw pads underneath. It really isn't a necessary step, but I think it just gives the character either a bit more fierceness of look, or if you like make their claws a bit more rounded, it could be kind of cute. It's all down to personal preference at that point, or what you're wanting to go with your character. Alright, from here, you just want to draw the fur. I just draw a little fur tuft over, starting at the base of the claw on the side. Pretty much show that there is some paw pad underneath there. I want to round that out a little bit so it's not as flat. Clean that up a little bit. Also, I've noticed a lot of people don't generally do this when they have a character walking around with like no feet and they're just standing. They tend to just have their forget like they have a secondary paw pad like in the middle on the back of their foot, and no one I've seen really draws it, which is weird because I'm like, if you have toes and this is a fursona, you might need that. It might just be a stylistic choice, but that's just me. Alright, this is where we clean some stuff up. Yeah, generally that's all you really need, you know, just add like a tail or something. And pretty much that's pretty much how you would draw the legs of your character. I would recommend though, if you were looking to draw your character in more, you know, like much more, you know, like, oh, what's the word? I don't know, like more complicated poses, you might want to just, you know, reference up to how it would look IRL and then try to translate these things. Just remember, like, essentially your character is just a normal person with really big feet walking on their toes. Like, just imagine walking around on your toes all day. Like, it would get tiresome. So if you need a bit more reference, there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys have any questions or still confused about anything that I've talked about in this video, or even feel like I've missed something, please be sure to let me know in the comments. If you guys have any suggestions or anything else you need practice on, please sure to let me know down there as well. Also, the links to these images that I use in the video will be in the description below if you guys want to use those for reference. And again, thank you guys for watching.